Yo, what's up, gang? I know it's been a while. I just got back to my university, and so I had basically no time to do anything, and no privacy either, because my roommate is always in my room, well, our room, but still. I just wanted to get a little quick one out because I read online. Well, first I saw in a meme, and I thought to myself, no way, this can be real. That Elon Musk is apparently rewriting the code base for Social Security. Okay, so where do I begin? I'm a very passionate guy when it comes to tech, so I don't want to get into politics, but considering that as an American, this directly affects me, I would actually like to, go over the details. Definitely not minute by any means whatsoever, but details regardless. Also, I'm back in my actual setup right now. Believe it or not, I have a recording rig and everything. I do like content creation as a hobby. Guess what? I'm a streamer. Besides that, if you don't understand what any of that means, Elon Musk is trying to rewrite the whole code base for Social Security. What that essentially boils down to is he is trying to translate one system and turn it into another system. For technical savvy people, he's trying to rewrite all that Cobalt code and turn it into Java using AI. And let me tell you, without even looking at the code base itself, I can confidently tell you that no, that's not how this works. Unfortunately, you can't just do it in, according to Elon Musk, a few months. Alright, so let me tell you why it's a problem. Doing any sort of a rewrite for any code base, a good example would be the fish shell. They recently went from C++ to Rust. It was like a couple years in the making. This isn't like a short or small project either. And even if they used AI, it still would have taken a long time because there's a lot of bugs that come in when you translate from one language into another. What I'm trying to say is, in a system where a lot of people rely on this shit, there's going to be introducing a lot of bugs. Wow, who would have guessed? Cobalt might be the first object-oriented programming language, or at least, I don't remember one, definitely before me. Java is a much more modern, and at least a newer version of Java are actually, in my opinion, not that bad. I still don't like Java as it is, but regardless, despite my opinions, doing a rewrite of a database that was written in Cobalt to Java, not a good idea. There is not a one-to-one function or method translation. I mean, that goes for most languages, but that example I brought up earlier, from C++ to Rust, there are a lot of like similar functionality. Besides the workarounds they had to do within C++ itself, it was, I don't want to say easy, I was the one doing it, but it's definitely easier to, translate one programming language, one system level programming language to another system level programming language. Albeit these two are complicated in their own right, Java and Cobalt are nothing alike. They both share functionality for object-oriented programming, and that's as far as I know. People still use Cobalt for, like, banks. That's actually it, now that I think about it. But all kidding aside, doing a rewrite to this magnitude is fucking idiotic. And somehow, in some way, I actually don't believe this was a suggestion made by Elon Musk. I'm pretty sure it's one of his underlings who's a fucking idiot. Oh, and I should mention, they're using AI to rewrite this entire code base. And I'm just gonna give it an estimate. I don't know numbers. I can't trust numbers that people are giving out, but let's just say there's 60 million lines of code. You don't just rewrite that. You don't, this is not something you just do. So, sorry, I'm just laughing thinking about it. So, ignoring all the bugs that are just going to be introduced to doing a translation from, Java to Cobalt is going to be astronomical. Not only that, using AI to do the translation as well. That's a terrible idea. people like to say that, oh, AI is going to replace coding jobs. No, the first thing they're going to do is replace accounting. Anyway, realistically, AI is a useful tool, but it's not a useful programmer. It'll make sense later on, I guess. Besides that, you don't know your code base if it's written by AI. If, for example, this game I'm making right now in my free time, if I had that written entirely by AI, I wouldn't know how it works. So if there was a bug that was introduced, I'm going to have to figure it out, and I'm going to just keep prompting ChatGPT or whatever fucking AI software, whatever AI software they're using, to fix it. And also, I just like to mention this right now. Using Grok, I'm assuming they're using Grok to make their changes, is not stupid. It's actually really smart that they're doing this. So instead of illegally, what's it called, sending all their data to Twitter, excuse me, to the Twitter database, they actually just collect it through Grok, and that's my assumption. That's what they're gonna do. So it actually is very smart that they're doing that. Do I agree with it? No. Is it ethical in any way, shape, or form? No. Is it a miracle that any one of those people working on Social Security right now is not arrested under Elon Musk? No. It's actually a miracle that they're still walking freely. So, despite all of that, I mean, it's not going to go well for anyone. The amount of bugs that are just going to be introduced from just the translation alone, and the fact that they're using AI to do translation itself is just going to run into even more bugs, is going to be absurd. And the fact that they say, like, oh, they're getting a team together, they're going to do it in a couple months. No, that's not how that works. You don't just do it in a couple months. When you're rewriting a code base, it's not like a 1, 2, 3 thing where you just rewrite something and everything's just expected to work. No, that's not how that works. And if you're stupid enough to believe that, I'm sorry, you're not stupid. If Elon Musk is stupid enough to believe that you can just translate all the code and then run it through Java, no, unfortunately, that's also not how that works. And huge proponent right now, Social Security also relies on other services that the government provide. Yeah. So it's not just Social Security they're touching, they're actually meddling with every other database and system. So getting interoperability working through that is already just going to be a challenge of itself, because fucking... Have you worked in Java before? Jesus Christ. Definitely, it's, in my opinion, a little easier than C, but, like, it's not Lua right now. If you've ever done any work for, like, Lua works so well with C, just, like, as an example, but regardless of that. So, yeah, and if you genuinely believe that Elon Musk is doing a service for everyone, no, he is not. He literally is there collecting data and just fucking everything up. And I made a joke saying, if he does this rewrite, it's probably going to, either allow Chinese hackers or Russian hackers to get into our systems, or worst case scenario, both. I know, very exciting. Why do I not agree with Elon Musk and tampering with Social Security? I won't be the first to say, I guess. There is a lot of problems with government spending. I'm no expert. You don't have to be an expert to even say that. It's pretty obvious. Do I know what they're spending it on? No, I don't know. Is it fair to cut funding or medical research? No, not at all. It is absolutely fucking atrocious to even consider that. And I think my favorite one was like when they're funding what's it called, soldiers to like transition. First of all, no, that's funding directly for Medcare. That's it's healthcare. I know I'm getting off topic, but like I just want to mention that real quickly. People like bringing like, oh, they're making soldiers trans. It's like, no, that's just basic healthcare. If you take one component away, you're taking everything else away too, by the way. You don't just take a part of healthcare away. My major issue with this is the fact that Elon Musk doesn't know how to read a database. I'm not going to deny the fact that there are people technically still, as a considered for you know, social security checks even after they pass away. But there's like a fun thing about like how databases work. In the SQL query, by the way, that's how it is. It's not in a fucking Excel spreadsheet. I should mention that now. So in an SQL table, my mistake, they probably added in an additional thing stating whether or not this person is is able to continue getting social security checks. And that's usually like a check mark between whether or not the person's dead or alive. So you can actually check and see who is applicable for these social security checks by doing a very basic SQL search looking for people who are applicable and getting their age, completely ignoring that Boolean statement. You don't just remove a person who was once alive from a database. I need to mention that like right now. It's, I guess, common practice to delete users off a platform because that's normal. Users always change. Maybe they get a new account, this and that. It's not used for like 10 years. These are real people. You don't just delete them off a database. That's how this works, people. Elon Musk was right to say that he found a person who was 300 old getting social security checks, but he's wrong because he didn't search for it correctly. I'm gonna really assume that he just searched for name, is eligible, and then age, and then he just got that. When he's missing one more query, or search query, is alive. I'm assuming that's literally what it's titled. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a government worker. But I can tell you right now, the people who designed that database is probably not stupid enough to realize that, yeah, we should just keep sending dead people checks. I'm not denying that there are dead people receiving checks. I wouldn't be surprised if, let's just say, we take a pool of all 1 million, I'm just going to make a random number. So let's say 1 million people are eligible for social security checks. And out of those 1 million people, there is like 100 people who are dead and still receiving those checks. That is 0.1%, and that is probably realistically what was happening. It is impossible to, you know, flatten out every bug or flatten out every mistake, because mistakes happen. Mistakes happen all the time. Just from that alone, that is 0.01% of that population, and that's realistically the error margin. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 0.1, but even still, considering that what the budget that we give to OpenAI, other countries, and the military, it's okay to send out and lose, you know, tens of thousands of dollars. I think I'd rather have that than lose millions of dollars, which billions of dollars, which is Elon Musk is claiming. By the way, I refuse to believe that. I genuinely don't believe that we've lost billions of dollars of social security checks. Anyway, I said this is going to be a short one, and I'm spending 15 minutes on it, so this is fantastic. I'll be talking to you guys next time. See ya.